There are some ideas that are kind of, I feel like, a little bit buried in the middle of this book that I think are some of the most important ideas in education today. And I'm like, dude, maybe you should have had pages that were just had nothing but those words on them. That's so important. Um, and I wanted to kind of highlight some of those so that when you are reading these sections and you hit that spot, you're like, I've heard this before. Oh, and it like there's a halo around it. One thing is, and this is more of a side as opposed to, well, no, this is still a pretty huge idea. In the thinking classroom, you really have to help students learn to teach one another well, because a lot of times students want to, like the smart ones especially, they want to just tell the other people, just be quiet and let me just tell you the stuff. Um, and it's incredibly important that they learn that that's not good teaching. It's not good teaching anywhere at any level. Um, and especially if you've done any tutoring, hopefully you know that this isn't true. That part of the whole goal of tutoring is to ask questions and things that lead someone in a direction to help them learn for themselves. There's no point in just being, no, you do it like this, and then just doing it for them. That makes no sense. So I just want you to be really aware that that's going to be important in a thinking classroom, but it's important in any classroom because there's only one of you. But there's a bunch of students, and a lot of them know a lot of stuff. So you could have loads of people in the room who are teachers and all working with one another, or you could have it just be you. Obviously, you want more. You want more people. So I think that's just a really key idea that we need to think about in education, is this idea that you need to have a lot of teachers in every room, and that's going to require students to understand how to teach one another. And if you can teach them that, then for the rest of their lives, how amazing will that be? And maybe they'd be more likely to become teachers, and we need more good teachers. So that's important. But ooh, this right here, amazing. It says, the goal of building thinking classrooms is not to find engaging tasks for students to think about, although I would add that that's great. The goal of thinking classrooms is to build engaged students that are willing to think about any task. This is really deep. I mean, if we had super engaged students, we could accomplish just about anything. How do you build that? How do you build students? How do you support students to become super engaged students? And that's the whole idea. I mean, that's why he wrote the book. Is he's saying that needs to be the point of everything we're doing, is to build more engaged students. Here's another thing that I think is just really big. Let me see which chapter this is in. This is chapter 10. Again, just buried in chapter 10. Why, dude? This is like gold. And like everyone should be tweeting this and retweeting this. He says this: if all students could learn by having us just tell them how to do it, we would not have the problems that we have. Now think about that for a minute. This is a mega truth that everyone seems to just ignore. Like, we're just going to pretend this isn't what's happening. I'm going to read it again. If all students could learn by having us just tell them how to do it, we would not have any of the problems we have. But the fact of the matter is, that's not how students learn. Students don't learn by just having us tell them how to do it. How many teachers have you heard say, well, I taught that, or why do they not remember that? Well, just because you said something doesn't mean anyone actually learned it. It's a hard truth, because we want it to be the case that we can just say stuff And everyone will grasp everything that we've said, problem solved. Not how education works, not how the brain works, not how learning works. As soon as you can get beyond that fact, that belief that all you have to do is tell them, as soon as you can get beyond that, your teaching life will be so much better. And then I love this. Same page. Dude, why'd you bury it? Students begin to mistake being shown how to do it for learning, and they mistake having it in their notes for knowledge. It's the other side of the coin, right? Teachers think all I have to do is tell students, problem solved. And students think all I need to do is to be shown it and have it in my notes, and we're done. And everyone is in on this. Everyone has just been like, yep, that's education. Let's just do it like that. No, that's not a thing. None of that is a thing. And yet it's a lie we've all been telling ourselves. The teachers are in on the lie. The students are in on the lie. Everyone's in on the lie. And it's what's killing us. I'm telling you. One more thing I want to say as you move into this next section is, schools are really obsessed with differentiation, and they should be. I mean, there's very good reason to be obsessed with it, because we do have to meet students where they are. And there are some students who at any given point might be really struggling, and at any given point might be surging ahead, and they deserve to have the learning tailored to their needs. And so I just want to say that I think something that's fantastic about thinking classrooms is that it's just through how it's designed, differentiation is just naturally built in. And he's going to talk more about how that's possible in these coming chapters. So I hope you like that, and go forth and enjoy these chapters.